Thursday, September 24th, and in about 6 hours, I will find out whether or not I was able to hold on to first place in the um, poker tourney that we have here. And those of you that have been in a cave over the past couple of months and who may not have been following the blog, Thursday night is card night for me, and the winner each quarter gets a buy-in to a Foxwoods tournament, and is pretty important to me from a competitive perspective, as well as from what they call implied odds perspective, which is the potential that can come from that in addition to the quarter. So I have by my count, a 225-point lead, and a whole lot can happen tonight. But pretty much I have destiny in my own hands, and that's all I care to have. And so that's going on tonight, and then of course tomorrow it will be the last day of the jelly team in the tank. At which point they will be secluded in a separate room for a while. Although they'll be able to listen to me over the course of the next few weeks. Again, if you don't know, and I haven't been shouting this from the rooftops for a reason, I'm going to be doing a 4-week effort with some people that have asked me to do this, mainly people that were attending the webinars. And what I'll actually be able to do is simulcast to both the new room and then the jelly room. And then after the 4 weeks, we'll all be in the ongoing jelly room, trading side by side and shoulder by shoulder as peer traders. And I'm very much looking forward to that. But tomorrow will be their last official teaching day. It's interesting, and I won't be totally redundant to Thursday's post, which as I mentioned, I got a lot of mail that night, and several of you thought that we struck a chord anyway. It's certainly been a pleasure to work with this team, and it dovetails also with an email that I received from a gentleman recently that wanted me to touch on the fact that there's a huge myth out there that traders can't be successful in their later years, however we define that. Let's say over 40. Let's say even over 30. And as I've said before, the average age of the jellies is 46. In fact, the average age of this new group that I'm going to be working with is about that, if not higher. And the gentleman that sent me the email reminded me that apparently a lot of prop shops won't even look at people if they're over 25. Probably too much baggage, they think. And all I can do is shake my head and say again, it's been wonderful to work with people who are professional in their mindset, who are certainly disciplined, and who, what I like to say, get life. They've been through life to an extent where it's not baggage, it's an asset. I guess it is unfortunate that this is a industry that likes to tout youth. Very many parallels to the poker industry. We have a lot of young guns that are on the internet, and because of the internet, the learning curve is certainly accelerated. You have a lot of great young players who are able to play multiple hands, and they're able to get exposed to many more hands real time than it might have taken the Doyle Brunsons over the years to accomplish. And you can probably say a similar thing for trading, in terms of what technology and what the online industry has done over the past, certainly 10 years, maybe even 15 years. And certainly there are very good young traders out there. But in terms of thinking that those of us in our 30s or 40s, and of course I'm 48, can't do this business or have hit a point in our life where we're on the decline. I'm sorry, I've got something to say to that, which is what a bunch of BS. I mean, we can certainly look down the extensive list of people who have been successful after 40, both in terms of athletics, by the way, and I'll use golf as an example, as well as just in life in general. And again, I know for a fact, as I mentioned at the end of last year, that people thought that my self-imposed goal of $1 million, given my age, given my graying temples, was pretty stupid, that I couldn't compete with lightning fast program traders and all that. Well, I've got a few million reasons why I can dispute that, literally, and certainly 20 people that have been with me every day and have seen the trades and the trade sequences, again, I just share that because it's a bunch of hogwash. I think that being up in years, if you will, and I still consider myself, frankly, to be in the prime of my life. The last couple of years, despite what I did to my health in terms of almost killing myself with a run that I put myself on the last year and a half, life is as good now as it ever has been. I am more mature. I am sharper, and I'm about ready to hit the empty nest years. My youngest daughter will be in her first year of college next year, and my oldest will be or is in her junior year at Ithaca College this year. So it's a great time in life. In fact, it's a lot easier for me to focus on trading right now than it was earlier in my career. When the kids were young, or when I had other responsibilities or demands in terms of trying to get a career off the ground, trying to finance a house and finance cars and all the things that you tend to do when you're young. Again, I just will provide my own candid feedback, as I always do, on any myth out there that you can't do this because of a certain age. Again, back to the poker analogy, you certainly have some of the people that have done very, very well recently. The Dan Harringtons and Doyle Brunson's still winning tournaments. It's all up here, folks. It's all up here. I've often said that the only reason that the only time I will not ever be able to make money in this industry is if I'm not sharp and I'm not focused. And that's why I spent a lot of this summer, as I mentioned in the last couple of posts, retooling myself. Dropping 20 pounds, getting myself in shape, helping some others while I was getting my own act back together again. And it's great now because it's full steam ahead again, and it's good. So again, just some thoughts on that. Again, in terms of the jelly effort, we've accomplished pretty much what we wanted to. I never expected that the group would want to stay together. Again, I thank everybody that's been a part of that. I'm glad that we were able to do something that was win-win. And I'll certainly be sharing more tidbits over time in the blog in terms of some lessons learned. But in the meantime, and if this sounds salesy, I'm sorry. But the 8 study sessions, reflects the best value of anything that I've ever done, everything I will ever do, in terms of trying to make a difference in this educational side of the business. 16 hours basically of everything I know about this business. And I had a discussion recently with someone that's going to be working with us over the upcoming month, and he was telling me the story about and this isn't to blast educators again, because yes, part of my body is on that side right now, and there are a lot of good teachers out there. But he was sharing me some stories with me about why folks won't disclose certain parts of trading, and people have challenged me from time to time, saying, well, you can't tell them everything; that's going to ruin your edge. What's with that? I have enough confidence in my abilities that I could teach 300 people what I do, if not 1,000 people, and it's not going to make any difference. The E-minis are the most liquid mechanism on the planet in terms of trading. And if I was trying to hide something from anybody, then that would tell me that I don't have any confidence in myself. And I will always be confident in my abilities to do this. And I've got a decade worth of proof that backs that up. So, if you're interested, great. Again, it supports a good cause. I again thank everybody that's been a part of it so far. To the jellies, this hasn't ended yet, just phase 1. And look forward to continuing on with you. So have a great evening. Card game tonight. I'll let you know what happens a little bit later. Take care.